Welcome to Jessi FIT Pilates, your home to get fit, toned, and flexible as we strengthen, stretch, and smile. You are smack in the middle of my 21-day core challenge. If you're looking to transform your core at home right in time for summer and festival season, this challenge is for you. We will be doing our yoga and Pilates flow today. It's day 10 and I'm in Dolores Park in San Francisco. I'm going to take off my shoes and put on my Pilates socks. This workout will stretch and strengthen your muscles. We're smack in the middle of the challenge, and I know at this point you're getting a little bit sore. We're going to be doing lunges, mermaids, all sorts of moves to mobilize your spine and have you feeling great. Grab a mat, grab a bottle of water, and join on in. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will link day 1 below if you want to start from day 1. If not, I will see you on the flip. Go ahead and sit cross-legged with your hands on your knees. We're starting with cat-cow, which is just a rounding and an arching of the spine. I'm keeping my arms long. I lift my chest and drop my head back slightly. And then as I round, I'm dropping my chin in towards my tail and sending my ribs back. So think about leading with the chest and make sure you're breathing, inhaling and exhale. Moving on to our side bends or our mermaids. Make sure you stay in one plane, so don't twist the spine. My elbow and shoulder line up right above one each other as I bend. My neck reaches long. Bringing the hands in front will make this a little bit more challenging. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're dropping the shoulders off the ears and really stretch the sides of your body. Make sure to switch the legs so you're not favoring one side before you go into your rotation. Think about twisting your ribs one way and looking over that shoulder. And then as you twist the other way, look over that shoulder. Try to keep your head really reaching up and try to lead from your chest and twist from your waist. Now start to stir your torso in a circle. So I'm moving my ribs to the right, back, forward, left, back, right, forward, left, right? And then we'll wind up reversing it. But the thing is, you want to think about moving your ribs around your torso, loosening up all the muscles of your core and hips. Switch those legs and then come onto your hands and knees. Let's go back into a cat-cow to further mobilize our spine. Make sure to breathe. Hands are under the shoulders and I'm leading from my ribs. The ribs reach up, the chin and the tail drop, and then the ribs reach down and the head and the chest lift. Now, let's go ahead and lay on our back and get into some Pilates style ab work. You can bend your knees into your chest and start to spread your flat back down. Reach back for a brief moment before you lift your head and extend your legs and pump your arms for Pilates hundreds. If your neck hurts, you can always take your head down, and if you want to challenge yourself, you can lower and lift the legs, but keep your back flat. Inhale as you pump the arms up and down. Exhale as you pump the arms up and down for a total of 100. We're going to go right into double leg stretch. Arms reach back, legs extend forward, knees bend in, arms circle around. Inhale out, exhale in. Remember, you can always lower your neck if this is too much on it. From here, we're going to switch into some twists. Reach the feet about mat width apart. And let's go into the saw. One arm reaches back as the opposite hand reaches towards the pinky toe. If you can't reach the pinky toe, you can always bend your knees a little bit and reach towards the ankle. As you reach forward, think about segmenting the spine into a small C as you twist. Stack your spine up super tall as you come up through that center. Take an inhale and an exhale. From there, reach the arms forward, roll the spine by tucking the tail about halfway down, and then come all the way forward. Roll it halfway back. Come on up, stretch it. Now lift tall Halfway back, really hold there, stomach in, shoulders down. Come on up, lift tall. Circle the arms this time. Roll back and hold. Circle the arms back here. Come on up. Reach tall and circle the arms again. Reaching the arms up and circling. It's going to increase the attention on your abs. The higher you take those arms and the more you circle them around. Give me a few circles here. Come on up into a saw. Just one and then the other. We're going to come to standing. Feet about shoulder distance apart. Bend your knees. We're doing what I call hamstring presses. So you're flattening your spine as you squat. You're looking ahead. Your hips go back. As you straighten your legs, you're going to look back and slightly round your spine. If it's too much to have your hands on the floor or your feet, you can always place your hands on your thighs to modify. You're stretching the back of your thighs and your spine. Breathe in and out before you open the feet wide and come to second position for plie cat-cow. Round the spine, opening the chest, shoulders are down, and then tuck the tail and the chin together. Let's go into our side bending mermaids again. This time, hold that plie. My knees are really wide. Think about keeping the knees over your midfoot. Don't let them buckle in. And shoulder stays over shoulder even as I side bend, and I'm pressing into both feet, and I'm trying to keep my hips square as I bend my torso. Get low if you can. Transitioning into a side lunge. So you can open the feet wider if you need to. You're going to bend one knee and extend the other and go right to the other side. I'm keeping my spine pretty tall, and we're going to start to add rotation. Twist towards the bending knee. Opposite hand towards that bending leg. Exhale. Twist. Inhale as you come up. Try to keep the spine long. Notice my shoulders are off my ears and I'm reaching one arm back. We're going to hold one side, pulse on the knee, really press into all 5 of those toes before taking both hands down and trying to lift that back leg. Lift it. Lift it. Maybe you can take the opposite hand forward. We're going to transition to the other side, starting with the pulse. Take it over into the lunge. Press into those toes. Keep the knee over that midfoot. Lunge it. Lunge it. Get ready. We're going to take the hands down and see if we can lift that back leg, keeping it long. The higher you take the leg, the harder it'll go. Try to use that glute. Take the hand forward to make it a little bit more challenging. You can always keep the hand down to modify. Now step back into a plank. Straight arms, abs in, thighs and arms, shoulders on before dropping the heels and coming to a down dog or a pike. Try to segment the spine back forward, keeping control on the hips, bending the arms. We're going to come down and we're going to start to go into some back extension to open our chest and shoulders. Tops of my feet are down. I'm not really lifting them. And I'm lifting my hands with my elbows bent in towards my ribs before I take it to a breaststroke and bend the arms in. Chest lifts, arms extend, circle, hands to shoulders, lower, reach, lift, circle, down. A few more, breathing in, exhaling. Keep those abs on, squeeze your glutes a little bit. And then finally, we're going to go to negative push-up. So I'm coming from the floor all the way down. Tops of my feet are going to come down. I'm going to add the breaststroke, flex the toes, push up. You can do these on the knees to modify lower down. Let's go back to that breaststroke. Lift and circle the arms. Flex, press, lift. Elbows hug in to lower, abs in, reach out, circle around, down, flex, lift. Again, stay with me. Lower it down. Keep that core on. Lift that chest. Finally, lace those fingers and open that chest for a stretch. Let's lay on our side elbow. Forearm is parallel to the short end of your mat if you're on one. Mermaid those legs up before scissor switching them and seeing if you can raise that top arm. My weight's on my bottom hip, so I kind of rolled back towards my glutes a little bit. The bigger you make those legs, the harder it is. Reach to your toes, melt your chest down for just a moment. We're going to sit with the knees bent and go into some more ab work. Let's do a little bit of shoulder mobility first. Sit as tall as you can. Reach the arms up, and around a few times before you take them back and go into our knee lifts. My arms are straight. My spine is super long. I'm trying my hardest to keep my torso still, and I'm lifting my thigh bones up with the knees slightly bent. Now we can go into a single leg extension. My knees are right above my hips, and I'm stretching one leg as I bend the opposite leg. This will really give the back of your hamstrings a stretch. You can experiment with flexing and pointing your toes before you take those legs straight and go into your big scissors. Try to lift your chest. I'm kind of not doing such a great job of it there, but you should maybe try to do a little bit better. And now we can transition to that other side lying elbow work. Forearm is bent, weight on the hip and the forearm. Press into that forearm. Start to lift the legs, suck the belly in, draw the shoulder back, and you're going to lift the legs and hold it up a few inches before you start to split the feet as wide as you can. Remember, press the arms down, pull the abs in tight. If you can, take the arm up to really add an extra challenge to this oblique and hip burner. Few more deep breaths, and let's take a quick stretch. We're going to come to our pretzel mermaid position. This is 90-90. One knee is rotating out, one knee is rotating in, and we're going back into those side bending arms like a mermaid. That's what we call our Pilates mermaid. One hand's touching the floor, and I'm trying to bend in each direction as I plant my hips down as much as I need to. Taking the hands in front of the waist will increase the intensity, and experiment with exactly where your knees are. You can slide one knee back or front a little bit and try to get as comfortable as you can, keeping in mind this is not really a comfortable position. To make it even less comfortable, we're going to start to lift that back leg up. If you're struggling with this, you can always start with just the knee. And if you want to make it a little bit more intense, raise the arms up as you lift the leg into like a lotus position. We're going to take a pigeon stretch before moving on. The knee is bent out in rotation. The foot, try to travel it out to make it a little bit more intense. I'm wiggling around a little bit. And from there, we're going to go around, adjust your mat, of course, if I need you. And we're going to go lunge to split. So I'm on my knees, and I'm opening a hip, and this is a big hip opener. I'm trying to keep my hands in one place, and I'm trying to bend my knee over that front heel. Arms up will make this, of course, a little bit harder. Squeeze your back glute, right? Squeeze your butt muscles, pull your abs in, keep the neck long. You can always take the hands to the floor if you're struggling with the balance here, but you really want to get a big hip opener after all that mermaid work that we've been doing. Now we can take this a little bit deeper by taking one hand back to that back foot and really getting a stretch through the front of the thigh or the quad. I'm using my hand on the floor, or you can come up to a higher balance with your hand on the knee, or even take both hands back to that back foot to super intensify the quad stretch. Pay attention to the abs. You'll want to keep them engaged. And we are going to transition to the other leg, open up through that hip before seeing if you can grab onto that back foot and perhaps come up high. Abs and core on. Deep breath to really open the hips nice and deep. Drop the shoulders. Try to really stretch that back shoulder back. And again, you can always take it both hands to the foot if you have that level of flexibility and stability. Let's come back to the pigeon on the other side, or rather the mermaid on the other side. 90-90 legs. Side bending, starting with the hands on the floor for that first mermaid. Find the right knee position to you. One knee should be externally rotated. One knee should be internally rotated. The bigger you make the bend, the more challenging it will be to keep your hips still. And remember, we're not doing the cha-cha. The hips should be really still here. We're moving the torso. To intensify your mermaid, the hands can come in front of the waist. Try to keep your shoulder blades down and try to keep the head equidistant between the shoulders. The neck stays nice and long. Now, to start getting into our glute work, we can add the leg raises. So that back knee can always be what lifts, or if you can get the whole foot up, that's awesome too. Lift the leg, and finally add the timed arms. So as the arms raise, the leg raises. And inhale and exhale before coming to your pigeon, so we can try to stretch out those glutes and hips after all that intense mermaid work. Let's go into a plank to pike. We're going to take it to a one-leg version, toes to heel, before coming into a full cobra extension. You can always have both feet down to modify, pressing back, undulating through the spine, forward and back, extension to pike, and then finally other toes to heel. One vertebra at a time travels up and down, and we're really working on core control, hips and thighs. We're going to end with a few shoulder stretches. Clasp your hands together, try to press the palms together, open the chest, and try to extend the elbows long. Stay lifted through the chest, keep the knees reaching to the ceiling, spread wide through the collarbones. Breathe nice and deep. Now, try to change the thumb that's on top. So one thumb is going to be the dominant side. You're going to try to switch that and take the stretch again. So just change that thumb that's on top. Hold it for a stretch. Thank you so much for tuning in to my 21-day core challenge. My name is Jessi FIT Pilates, and this is your home to get fit, toned, and flexible. Make sure you comment and let me know what you liked best about this workout, and let me know where you are on your Pilates journey.